Hello everybody, Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time we're covering the cursed double O module, which a lot of you will probably be like, what the crap is that module? I've never heard of it. Which is valid because it's not released on the workshop. Here you see, this is double O. This is a cursed double O. It's got a slightly darker, uh, uglier tint. For double O, hopefully everybody knows how to solve this one by now. Start at 53, so you find 53 in your grid. And you use the buttons. Well, that's a submit button. And you make your way over to 00, 64, 22, 00, submit, and you're done. This is cursed 00. It functions very similarly, with a few changes. First off, the most obvious thing, which you'll immediately notice, is that second digit, the ones digit, is glitching even though I'm not on a 0. That's going to be true for each and every square. So we're starting at 7 something. Up, left, down, right. Unlike the original blow, this button here is my submit button. That is a guaranteed button. That one will not change. So I know when I'm done, this is going to be how I submit. But just like regular 00, I need to be at 00. I'm not there. I'm at something starting with a 7, which obviously doesn't give me a whole lot. So let's move, use this up button to move. 7 goes to 5. But now if I hit the up button again, nothing happens. The second difference between this and 00 is you cannot hit the same button twice in a row. So I can't, loop through all 3 numbers in this button. So I'm going to have to use what I know so far to figure out which button it is. Be a little more creative about it. The third difference, and possibly the most dangerous, is you can't go back over the path you've already been on. So I'm not sure where I'm at yet. We haven't done enough to deduce that. But let's say I started at 70 and went to 57. So I'm sitting at 57. If somehow I loop back around, I can't hit 70 again. It'll block me if I try to. So we'll have to play smart to get to that 00. So I know the up button moved me from 7 to 5. Let's hit the rightmost button. That moves me to 3 something. That was the right button. And let's hit the up button one more time. That's going to take me to 7 something. Now, it's up to you how you want to do this. There's lots of good ways to find where you're at. This is what I like to do to start. So I'm starting at 7 something. One button moves me to 5. A different button moves me to a 3. And then that first button again moves me back to a 7. So let's kind of look that out. Could I have started here? Well, can I get to something starting with a 5? Yes, I could have moved to here. So maybe the up button moves me left in my little square. Well, then can I have jumped to a 3? Well, yeah, I could have jumped up here to 31. So maybe the top button moves me a little left, and the second button, the right button, moves me a little up. But if that's true, when I hit the third button, when I hit that up button again, it should have moved me the same way I moved the first time. So going from 74 to 53 should also move me from 31 to 46. Did it do that? Well, no, it moved me to a 7 something. So I know this is not where I started, because there's no other 5 that 74 could have taken me to. How about this one? And this is going to take a little longer than regular 00, but this is kind of the challenge of this one. Finding where you start is the first big challenge. So let's look over my 7s. Let's go ahead and highlight all the 7s that I could have started at. Okay. Which ones can take me to a 5, then a 3, then a 7, using the ordering I did? Well, if this 7 took me to a 5, it could have taken me here. Then could it have gone to a 3? Well, can't have gone little left right, can't have gone little up down, can't have gotten big up down, and I've already got a button going big left right. So that's not right. The 7 also could have taken me here. Can this lead me to a 3? Not on the big up down, not on the big left right, not on the little left right, so no. So I did not start here. How about here? Well, what 5s can I reach here? Nothing big. Nothing little. I kind of hopped over here. Well, then the right button, the next button, moved me to 37. And then the same thing moving right over one big square puts me at a 76. This looks potentially correct. I started at 78. The first button was a big right, then a little up, then a big right. Let's test it. Let's hit the right button again. We think that should be a little up, which would put me at 35. So let's test. Hit the right button. It's a 3. So it looks like we probably have our answer. The up button moves me, I'm going to call that big right. So it moves right in a big 3x3 square. The right button is a little up. So it moves me up within a little grid. And I'm now here at 35. Now, if I need to get back to 00, I'm going to have to make some major loops. Let's confirm this with one more click. Let's hit the up button again. That's a big right, so that should take me to 26. Looks good. I'm now here. Now remember how I said we couldn't double over our spaces we've hit? I made a pun. We can't hit the same square twice. If I hit the right button to try to go to 78, I get a fake strike sound. Doesn't actually strike me, but it doesn't let me move. Alright, so I know I'm at 26. I've got one button that moves me up, down in a little grid. I've got one button that moves me left, right in the big grid. Let's figure out what the other buttons do. Let's hit left once, the leftmost button once. That put me at 8 something. Well, my options are it moves me left, right within the little grid, which is possible. Could have moved me here. Or it moves me up, down in the big grid, which is also possible. It could have moved me here. Well, that's a little discouraging. But we can figure out which one it did by hitting... let's do a big right move. That should either take me to a 1-4 if I'm here, or a 4-5 if I'm here. And move me to 4-5. So, the left button, the next button I hit, which took me from 26, took me down to 80. So that's moving me big down. That's looping me one big down space. Nope, all that leaves me is, and I'm now at 45. I know the last button has to be a little left-right movement. Let's hit it once to see where it takes us. 7. So that's a little movement to the left. Alright, so I know what my buttons do now. I've used up a handful of squares, but now I should be able to get to 00. I'm here. I am at 77. I need to get here. Obviously, the most efficient path would be a big up and a little up, but I don't have a big up, I have a big down. But I can use that. I can go big down. So from here, big down should take me to 41. So that's, I'm going to do a big down. Then I'm going to do a little up. That'll take me to 22. And then I'm going to do a big down, which should land me on 00. So if I'm doing this right, I should go from 77 to 41, then 22, then 00. And I'm going to do it by hitting the left button, then the right button, then the left button. So left, right, left. Notice all those things seem to match up. I hit the button, and we're done. That is Curse 00. Let's do another one real quick. To wrap this up, we'll do the basic 00 first, 15. This is easy peasy cakes. That moves me to 53, 31, I want to be in the center. 64, good. 56, good. 00, 21. Now let's do the exciting one. Again, I'm going to start with up, right, up. So I'm at 8. And up, right, up moves me 6, 7, 6. 6, 7, oops, 6, 7, 6. And that was the up button, the right button, the up button. Up, right, left, down. Let's figure out what they do. Okay, started at an 8. Well, what are my options? 8, 8, 8. Remember, this is set up like a Sudoku, so There's 1 8 in each row column. We can also, this does follow the same construction, same build rules that 00 does, so I can't start a single button press away from 00, so I can't have started here. That's one out of the way. Let's pick one, start digging, see if it's possible. 88. Can I have moved to a 6, then a 7, then a 6? The only 6 that 88 can reach is 60. Can 60 hit a 7? It cannot. The only 7 it can reach is that one, but we've already said little up would be the first button, up button. So that's not an option. How about this one, 81? 6s. I can hit 65. From 65, I could hit a 7 or a 7. Got a couple options. But we're saying that the first movement, the up button, is a little up. So do either of these with another little up take me to a 6? They do not. So that squares out. Let's keep trying. Here's a 6. It leads me to a 7, which leads me to a 0. Nope. 6 to 7 to 3. Nope. This 8 can't hit any other 6s. This 6 can't hit any other 7s, so that's out. Let's try this one. 8 to 6. Can this hit a 7? It can jump here to a 7, but that's not a 6, so that's out. And we can't hit any other 7. Next. Here's an 8. Can it hit a 6? Yep. Can this hit a 7? Yep, but then that's not a 6. Can this hit any other? That 6 doesn't have any other 7s that it can reach. That 8 doesn't have any other 6s it can reach. Next. Here's an 8. Can it hit a 6? Yes, it can hit this one. Can this hit a 7? It cannot, so that's out. Here's an 8. Here's a 6 it can reach. That's the only 6 it can reach. Can this 6 hit a 7? It can. And then we're doing a small movement. Oh ho ho ho! That gives us a 6. This looks promising. So first button is a little down, then a big left, then a little down. So if I hit the right button, it should give me a big left to 38. Right button. The 3, we seem to have the answer. So, we appear to have our answer. We could double check and make sure the other one doesn't have 1. If it does, we'll probably have it fall out and find it as we go, but no, that one can't hit a 6 at all. So, here's our path so far. Our first button, our up button, is a little down. And our right button is a big left. Little down, big left. Alright, let's hit the down button and see what it does. It takes us from 38 to a 4. Not big up or big down, so it must be little left or right. Haha. So the down button was a little right, moved me to 42. And the left button should be a big up or big down, so 0 or 1. 1. That moved me here to here, so that's down a big square. It's a big down. Alright, so I'm at 15. Let's mark that so I remember where I'm at. I need to get to 00. I've got a little down, a big left, and a little right. I need to go. And what I like to do is I like to think, how many times do I need to hit these total? And then I can figure out what order I want to do it in. And I'm going to mark this with a little star so I remember it's the last thing I hit. Do I need to go down? Yes, I need to do a little down motion once to get to 31. Big left. I need to do that twice to get to this section with the 00. Big down. I need to do that once. And little right. 1, 2. I'll need to do that twice. So I'm going to have them hit all the buttons, and then these with marked with a 2 we're going to hit again. So we're going to go up button to 31. Here, let me actually plot out my course. Then I'm going to hit the right button. That's a big left. Then the left button, a big down. Then the down button, a little right. Then the right button's a big left. And then the down button's a little right. So from the 31, I'm going to do right button to 13. Left button to 87. Down button to 12. Right button to 21. Down button to 00. Submit. Now you'll notice this is much harder than the original 00. This is actually closer to the creator's initial intent. So, definitely an interesting module. Now, before we wrap up, you may notice that this module is not on the Steam Workshop at all. And that's true, it's not. This module is, however, available via a downloadable. It is one that you can drop directly into your mods folder. It may or may not be released onto the Steam Workshop at some point. Undetermined at this point. We'll find out in the future. But if it's something that you're interested in trying out, you'll notice that it also does not have a repository link. The link is instead here. I will put a link in the description to both this page, which, I mean, really, you can use the 00 one. It just kind of details here the differences. But I'll put a link to this manual page and a link to the downloadable for the module in the description below. If you do want to try it out, you'll take the zip file. Inside it should be a... Actually, let me show you what you're going to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to download the zip file, which I've already grabbed. I'll go ahead and kill all this stuff. So you'll grab the zip file, which will be called Curse 00. You'll unzip it. Yeah, I've got WinRAR. Into this folder. C drive, program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, keep talking about explodes, mods. It's, here's your output log folder. So if you go up one folder, it's the mod folders here, which you may or may not have. You may need to create this folder. If so, just make an empty folder and put it in. So we open mods. We take this file, just drop it in, and then it should load just like any workshop mod. Inside is a link to this page. So a link to the manual page we saw earlier, as well as all the stuff to make the module work. Also has a PDF version, but be aware that it does have a weird page break that is not yet fixed. But anyway, that's it for this module for Cursed 00. If you have any comments, complaints, suggestions, leave them down below. And also, let me know your thoughts on kind of doing these unreleased or potentially test mods, I guess you could say. Ones that may or may not be workshop released. Let me know if you want to see more of those in tutorial or some form. Anyway, that's going to be it for this time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have fun, don't explode. Bye, guys.